Hello and welcome to our Small Cap Power and Proconsul Capital cryptocurrency investment webinar featuring Stephen Ehrlich. He's the CEO and co-founder of Voyager Digital Canada, which trades on the Canadian Securities Exchange under the symbol VYGR. Voyager Digital is a growing cryptocurrency and digital asset infrastructure investment opportunity, and the company recently reported a 220% quarter-over-quarter increase in its third quarter revenue. Mr. Ehrlich, over to you.
Thanks, Sean, and thanks to Small Cap Power and Proconsul Securities for allowing Voyager to present today. Voyager is extremely excited by what we accomplished so far in 2020. This is a revolutionary time in financial services, and Voyager is at the forefront of the new financial infrastructure. Before we start, our legal disclaimers and our forward-looking statement disclaimer. Whenever you get a chance, please take a read through. These are standard disclaimers that we must present to. First, Voyager is the only publicly traded crypto agency broker. We are transparent, open, and the only crypto company with public company financial statements that are filed. As I will show, we have built a fully built front to back end digital crypto system that can handle all digital assets. What sets Voyager apart from many of the other crypto companies is our experienced and seasoned finance and technology team. Our founding team was led by four of us. And one of the most notable of our co-founders was a fellow by the name of Oscar Salazar. Oscar was the co-founder and founding CTO of Uber, so he knows a little bit about disruptive technology. In addition to Oscar, Philip Aton is one of my co-founders. Philip was one of the early founders of Socure and Pager, which are both over $1 billion companies today. Gaspar Tedruzzi was one of my co-founders and a serial entrepreneur who was also a founder of Pager and also started capital markets companies Capital and Traded. And now a little bit about myself. I'm a CPA who got into the capital markets business in 1994. So I call myself one of the gray hairs in the business of capital markets and finance. In 1994, I started at a firm called TIR Securities that we sold to E-Trade in 1999 and became the brokerage, talent, and expertise within the E-Trade financial infrastructure. In 2006, I actually bought a unit out of E-Trade and renamed it Lightspeed Financial. At Lightspeed, we actually grew to be the third largest broker-dealer by trades per day in 2009 by trading over 450,000 trades per day. We were the original API technology-based brokers, and we grew that business to be quite, 10x from when I bought it out of E-Trade. Now, in 2017, I met my co-founders, and that's when we set on and figured out what should we do together. We had a different expertise, different levels of expertise. Oscar with his great knowledge of disruptive technologies, Gaspard with the capital markets, Philip with just a great entrepreneurial mind. And we got together and we decided we were going to build an agency crypto broker by looking at what was in the marketplace for user experience from the front end and what the capital market structure was on the back end. So we set out to do that. We started our business in late 2017. We became a public company in February of 2019 when we did a reverse takeover of an existing entity on the Toronto Venture Exchange, moved to the Canadian Securities Exchange in September of 2019. And here we are today building the most successful agency brokerage business in crypto. Why is Voyager special? We look at it as three different major components that we bring to the marketplace that really sets us apart from many other crypto companies. First is custody and security. We don't just work with one custodian. We have built our infrastructure to work with multiple custodians. And why do we do that? We do that to make sure your assets are safe. The customer assets are safe and secure because they're not locked up in one location. The second thing that makes the technology infrastructure special is our liquidity and execution router and our pool. We don't work with one just exchange. We work with 10 different exchanges, market makers, OTC desks to make sure that our systems are always up and always able to execute trades for our customers at any time of the day, 24/7, 365. What it also does is prevent when exchanges or desks or market makers have down periods, we just shut them off on our router and we allow customers the flow to go to other market makers and exchanges and market makers that are up at that point in time. It's a distinct advantage and part of the Voyager infrastructure. The last piece And what makes the Voyager infrastructure special is our asset selection. Many places only have 10, 12, maybe 5 different coins. We offer 30 plus coins, and not just for trading. We've built an infrastructure that allows people to trade those coins without any hold periods and allows them to earn interest on those coins at the same time. Today, we offer interest on 14 coins. That's always expanding, but those 3 components is what makes the Voyager technology infrastructure special and different from the rest of the market. The Voyager difference, the other things that we look at as a company as differentiators that set us apart from some of our competitors. First, ease of use. Our application, our mobile apps, our Android and iOS are very easy to use, very intuitive, very easy to open the account, fund the account. We pride ourselves on the fact that you can download the app, get through the KYC and AML procedures that are mandatory under the regulatory environment in the US. You could fund your account and trade in 2 minutes or less. There's not many people that can make that claim. We actually do it. 2, we're a commission-free broker. We don't charge commissions. The prices you see on the screen, that's what you get. When you go to buy, you see the price. If we could beat that price with our advanced smart order router, we will actually even give you price improvement on that order. So you will always get the price you see and better. No hidden commissions, no hidden fees. Depth of liquidity, as I mentioned earlier. We're connected to multiple exchanges. We see the deepest pool of liquidity for any retail broker in the industry across the globe. Coins, as mentioned earlier as well, 34 coins today, which includes 3 stable coins. We really make sure the customer has a selection of coins to invest, earn interest, trade, and you'll be surprised. I mean, we generate a lot of revenue from all across those different coins because that gives the customers what they want, the ability to trade multiple coins from a mobile device on the go. Interest, 14 coins today on interest as well. We're offering interest across a whole breadth of coins with Bitcoin at 3.5%, USDC at 6%, and other interest rates for various coins in there as well. Just think about that. Your banks are paying you 0 interest rate, and because of the infrastructure we set up and the partners we work with on the custodial side, we could offer customers 6% interest on a USDC stablecoin. It's equivalent to the dollar, and people can earn that. So we are the investing platform of the future. And one of the last piece that is really important to us that sets us apart from some of the other competitors in the space is our crypto deposits and withdrawal infrastructure. We acquired a company called Ethos back in October, and that led to us using their Bedrock protocol to make sure that we can offer crypto and deposits across about 10 different coins to consumers. So if somebody wants to open an account with us, buy Bitcoin, and then go pay their friend with that, that is not a problem. We actually offer that when many other even exchanges and brokers do not offer crypto deposits and withdrawals. So that's the Voyager difference. That's what makes us different than the rest of the competition. Now, talking about our customer base and who they are, always something investors ask me about. Like, where do you get your customers from? Well, our customers tend to be a little bit more upscale, a little bit more mid-core retail consumers. They trade a little bit more actively, but they also have more disposable assets to be able to invest and trade in the crypto markets. Our average account size is a little over $1,600, which varies greatly from what we've seen across the competitive landscape. And our average age of the customers is a little bit higher than most people would think, with around 36 at the high end of the millennial scale. Now, I was at E-Trade in the late 1990s, the early days of E-Trade when we started growing the business, and online brokerage was still just starting to get acceptance. Back then, the average account size was something like $200 or $300, and people were trading once a month to try to understand how online brokerage works. We're still in the real early stages of crypto adoption, and we're seeing tremendous amount of volume on our platform per customer. Those asset sizes are much greater than what we used to see as adoption levels. And what's interesting is we're seeing a great amount of customers keep adding to their deposits to buy more crypto, to buy more Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Voyager coin. They're all trying to add to their holdings and increase their exposure to the digital and crypto assets. How many accounts do we have? Since we launched our iPhone app last summer, we've been growing at a really fast pace. We now have over 40,000 brokerage accounts with about 80,000 users. And in addition to that, we have 140,000 wallets. When we bought the Ethos application and the Ethos business and the assets, we acquired 140,000 wallet holders that hold substantial assets in a self-custody manner. We're working really, really closely with our tech team, and we have a plan on how to integrate that technology into the full brokerage solution to allow people the ability to have us custody the assets, or they can self-custody the assets and trade from that wallet. So we have exposure to over 220,000 customers around the globe that are using our platform. And again, that is growing every single day. How have we grown? You know, one of the ways we look at ourselves and one of our key metrics is how many trades are we doing? Our trades have grown 6x since November, and they're growing even faster when you add in the month of May. So the growth has really accelerated. And one of the biggest questions I always get is why? You know, how are you accelerating faster than most other people in the marketplace? Well, in November, we brought our Android to market. After working on just our beta with our iOS, we brought the Android to market. We also brought the interest component to the market, allowing people the ability to earn and trade at the same time. Has just grown our accounts and allows people to trade more and trade freely. They can trade without worrying about having their assets tied up and losing the interest that they would have been obtaining somewhere else. There are a few parties, competitors that have interest. They don't let you trade as easy as we do to earn trading revenue at the same time that you're earning your interest revenue. Another key metric we look at is our customer assets. From November until April, we've grown our assets 6 times. We went from 4 million of assets at the end of November, 25 million at the end of April. That's a 6x growth in just 6 months. And on top of that, May has seen extreme growth, even expanding those 25 million of assets to even greater number. We're expecting, you know, we're close to the end of the month. We're expecting to see 6 million plus of additional deposits come into our platform just in the month of May. And this is not only just fiat. One of the differentiators I spoke about was the crypto deposits that we offer people. So if they have accounts somewhere else and they want to move to a better, more crypto-friendly application, mobile app, they could bring their Bitcoin or Ethereum or Litecoin over to us to fund the account. They don't necessarily have to do it with their banking. Another metric we look at that folks in the market are always asking us about is how much principal value are you trading? Well, the principal value has gone up 3x from November to April as well. And we've traded over 30 million in the month of May already. We're averaging about $1 million of principal value per day just in the month of May. So you can see how our business is growing, and it's growing from a customer base, and it's growing from how active these customers are and the size of the trades that customers are actually putting through the platform. Our platform was built so well by our technology staff, we can handle trades of up to well over $250,000 retail trades on every single clip. So the system we built, this dynamic smart order router that sets us apart from many of the competition, is one of the real key components, because we can look across the exchanges and give the customer the best X on every trade we possibly can do. Revenue growth. Back in December, we did all of $25,000 of revenue. In the month of April, we did 160,000. So again, another 6x for us. And again, May is growing even faster than April. You know, we average about 60 basis points on every trade. And that's because of the wide variety of assets we hold, and we allow customers to trade multiple assets. Additionally, the average revenue we earned on every asset is about 5% on the interest earned on the crypto asset balances that we have. So it's just another one of these metrics we look at as a company and bring to the market to show how fast we're growing in such a short period of time. Bear in mind, the iOS app came to the market in July in 49 states. We added the Android in November. So now we cover the entire market in the US on mobile apps. And so you've seen that growth since we've brought both apps to market in November and coupled with the interest. And now we're building on top of that with new product. One of the interesting things about our model and the Voyager model is the cost of account acquisition. We've been averaging about $40 per account acquisition. Why is that impressive? In the online brokerage space, they pay a lot more for those accounts. But we're in the early adoption phase of Bitcoin, And we found out and figured out a really efficient way to acquire accounts based upon our referral network, our customer base, our refer a friend, our influencers, and a few other tricks we have up our sleeves. We've been able to drive the customer account acquisition to about $40 per account. Now, on the flip side of that is how much money do we make off of each account? Well, we see very little attrition of our accounts at Voyager. Most people that come don't leave. Over 99% of our customers don't leave. They stay and they add more money to the platform. So the lifetime value, we average about $8 to $10 per customer per month as revenue. And so on a minimum of a 2-year lifetime value, and the online brokerage space is about 8 years, the minimum is about $200 that we would see as a lifetime value. So we get our payback on these customers with the customer acquisition in 5 months. That's a tremendous stat to have, and something that we will continue to improve upon and drive that cost down over time to help grow this business and grow it even faster. Where we are today. Well, we've seen this revenue growth, and we're on pace for a $2 million revenue for the calendar year 2020. Note, we are on a audited fiscal year for audited financial purposes of June 30th. But for the calendar year 2020, we're on pace to be at least $2 million of revenue. We expect that revenue to be 6x in 2021, and then go 3x of that in 2022 by what we're going to be talking about coming up on how we're going to add products and geographic expansion. Now, we expect to be break even by the first quarter of 2021, and we're really well positioned to hit those numbers as we continue our growth. As we're expanding our customer base, we not only just do it as direct to consumer business. We have 5 partners in right now using our applications to drive new customers to our business. Sterling Trader Tech actually launched today. We're really excited about this business. They have 10,000 customers around the globe that can actually are active traders that can use our platform through the Sterling platform. So Sterling is written to our APIs. They get all the benefits of Voyager, but they allow their customers to trade from that one screen. Market Rebellion will most likely be launching sometime in June. And Market Rebellion is led by John and Pete Najarian, the CNBC fame. Those guys are on there every day, and they've written to our APIs, and we're in the testing phase to bring their product to market using the entire Voyager backend. Roundly X is already being used, and we see a good amount of customers actually using that. It allows you to round up on your purchases and buy Bitcoin. And AGT and Tiger Trading are all looking to launch very, very soon. So you see, our model of acquiring customers is not just going straight to the consumers, is finding the right partners so that we can actually grow the business on the B2B side as well as the B2C side. We're also, in our short time as a public company, been able to execute 2 different acquisitions, and for 2 distinct different purposes. Our first acquisition was in September-October 2019, when we acquired Ethos, a Bedrock API. It's an API protocol that was built on all the other different protocols that allows us to do the crypto deposits, withdrawals, allows us to support 140,000 global wallets, and allows us to start integrating that self-custody solution into the Voyager app, so customers have the ability to have self-custody or let us do the custody for them. The second important acquisition was when we announced the acquisition of the Circle accounts in February, which we converted onto the Voyager platform on March 27th. So the March first quarter numbers have the Circle assets, but not any trading value for that. The second quarter, calendar 2020, and our fourth quarter fiscal for June will have all the trading volume for those Circle accounts and interest in those accounts. There's a really important acquisition for us in partnering with Circle. Circle is one of the biggest names in the business, and the management of Circle decided to take their business and become a stable coin and a payment system. That's the roots of how they started, so they went back to their roots. And in doing so, they scanned the market to find the best place for their customers to find a home. They wanted to make sure that those customers found a good home. And what did they choose? Voyager. More coins, crypto deposits, withdrawals, interest on the accounts. They felt it was the best place for their customers. But not only do their customers get a really good place to call home and trade and earn interest, we get the access to the USDC coin. So as we integrate to their APIs, we will give customers the ability to use the Circle coin to make payments in everyday life on POS systems, or to actually fund accounts through credit cards through the Circle API. So we're really excited. It's great to have a brand name of Circle to be backing us and their investors behind it, which include big names like Goldman Sachs. We're happy to have those guys as partners. It was a really important step in the growth of Voyager. We also have two really key partners and shareholders that work with Voyager. One is Jump Trading, probably the biggest market maker and one of the biggest venture funds in the world. They're one of our partners. We're happy to have them. They've been with us for quite a long time now. They help bring us depth of liquidity. And the second is Susquehanna Group, which is also one of the biggest VCs in the US, that they are investors in us, and they bring us some expertise and bring us some help in building out our market infrastructure and how we could spread our orders across the globe. Two really big name partners behind us, including Circle and the Goldman Sachs names. What's next? How are we going to grow from $2 million of revenue to $38 million of revenue by 2022 and to $13 million in 2021? Well, we have the answer. We know what's going to come, and we know how successful these are going to be. We're launching new products. We're going to add margin accounts and cross-pair trading in the near future. The cross-pair trading is extremely interesting to us because our router allows us to not only offer Bitcoin to Ethereum and other cryptos to be cross-pair, but the way we've built the router allows us to actually use Bitcoin and USDC and potentially other cryptos to buy stocks. So imagine that the idea that you can actually go buy Tesla stock using Bitcoin or USDC. Now, that idea came to us about a year ago when Uber went public. And the reason why this is so important is we believe digital assets, we believe all your money is fungible. And so about a year ago when Uber went public, Oscar Salazar was in our office, and they went public on the NYSE. The stock was down 10% that first day of trading. But that same day was the beginning of a Bitcoin rally. If you were going to sell your Uber stock, take those dollars and buy Bitcoin, you wouldn't have been able to access your dollars for that until Wednesday or Thursday of the following week, and therefore miss the up on the Bitcoin trade. So we believe money's fungible, your assets are fungible, and by building the router to allow you to cross pair those, you'll be able to sell your Uber and buy your Bitcoin in one trade when we're done with our system and ready to launch that. Most likely latter part of 2020, but probably into 2021. How else are we going to grow our revenue base and our customer base? Right now, today, we were just a US-based company, but we are close to launching in Canada, and we will expand that into Europe. We expect to be there by the latter part of 2020. We're working on the development in both those markets, and we will be in Canada and Europe by the end of 2020. So we will expand our market and therefore expand our top of funnel of the number of customers that can use our applications. So we're excited about both these ways, the launch of new products and the expansion into new markets to really grow this business and drive value for the shareholders. That's the whole key. We're trying to build a business, and we'll continue to build a business that will drive value for our shareholders. People ask a lot about regulatory and what's coming in the regulatory front. Well, we've covered a lot of our bases, almost all our bases here. We're registered in 49 states. The one exception right now is the New York State. They have a BIT license. We're working very closely with the New York State DFS about obtaining that BIT license. We're only accepting US customers for now, and we put every customer through detailed KYC to make sure we abide by all the FinCEN rules. We own a broker-dealer. Many people don't realize we actually own a broker-dealer, which will allow us, that gives us the ability to offer those securities when we're ready to do it and do those cross pairs and derivatives with that as well, because that broker-dealer is FINRA registered, and it's also NFA and CFTC registered. So we have the ability to trade futures, equities, options, all from that broker-dealer. We are a member of FinCEN in the US, so we abide by all the money service business rules and the KYC rules. And lastly, we've applied to FinTrack in Canada for their registration as well. So we're growing this business in a regulatory thoughtful manner, because we believe regulation will come at some point in this business, but we want to be prepared for when it does down the line. People ask about the competition. We look at the competition as Binance, Coinbase, Robinhood, and you can see their valuations. We're a fraction of their size at this point, but we're getting there. We're making a lot of progress on these competitors, but it just shows you the size of the valuation market when it comes to those competitors. And again, some of the differentiators that I noted earlier really play out in how we're building our business versus each of those competitors. The Coinbase and Binance, they're exchanges. They don't offer interest on their coins. They're a single point of failure when you execute your trade. Robinhood only offers a few coins, no interest, no crypto deposits and withdrawals. So you could see the value prop that we bring to the table for people who are really interested in trading the crypto assets. And why do we think that's important? In the late 90s and early 2000s, there was a couple of brokers that focused only on the option world. Those were Options Express and Thinkorswim. They each were sold for about $1 billion because they focused on the option market and made sure the option traders got the best opportunity to be successful in the option market. That's the mindset behind Voyager. We are bringing the best products to crypto traders, digital asset traders, and we're focused on that. We don't look at this as a hobby. This is our business. We're focused on delivering crypto and digital asset products to crypto traders. That's all I have. I appreciate everybody spending the time with us today to learn a little bit more about Voyager. We are publicly traded. We're traded on the CSE under the symbol VYGR. In the US markets on the OTCQB under the symbol VYGVF, and in Frankfurt under the symbol UCD2. Again, we're super excited about what we're doing. This business has grown tremendously in 6 months, but the best is yet to come. We have such an incredible team working so hard, especially in the world we're in today where we're all stuck at home. These guys are building things faster and faster every day and building what customers want. And I think that's one of the key things that I would leave everybody with. We're building what customers want. When you build what customers want, then you build a successful company and you build shareholder value. So thank you everyone for the time today. I appreciate you all taking the time, and if anyone has any questions.
Yes, thank you, Stephen. We actually do have some questions that were sent to us. The first one is, when do you expect to offer your services in Canada and internationally?
Yeah, I think it's, as I mentioned earlier, we will be in Canada by the fourth quarter of 2020. Our goal is to be there. The team has never let me down on any of our goals. And we'll follow that up with Europe right behind that. So 2020 is definitely our target market for both those geographic locations.
Great. Our next question is, how do you grow the business? Is it a market share steal or organic growth, or both?
It's a little of both, actually. We're growing really well organically because of our differentiators. And then on top of that, what we're seeing is customers opening accounts with us from other places because of our model, because of being multi-exchanges where you have 10 or 12 exchanges where you could get your trade and the depth of liquidity. So we're going to continue on our model. We're going to continue our great marketing campaigns that we've been doing. You're going to see more of us come out with more things over the next few months and keep growing. We're well positioned to be able to be successful on the marketing front. The marketing team does an exceptional job, and we're going to continue down that path.
And the final question is, you've already done 2 acquisitions in your short time as a public company. Do you plan to do more?
Well, if my history was when I built Lightspeed Financial, we did 8 acquisitions in 7 years to grow scale. So we grew by organic customer acquisition and by M&A. We will look at every opportunity that's presented to us, and if it makes the most economic sense for our shareholders to do those transactions, we absolutely positively will. We're big into that. Many of the members of the team were with me in my days at Lightspeed. They know how to do these acquisitions. We successfully executed both the Ethos and the Circle acquisitions. And what was impressive more about the Circle acquisition is we got the conversion done in 6 weeks. So we announced the deal in February, got all the accounts converted by the end of March, subject to the New York State that we're waiting on. But the team knows what to do, and we're really well positioned and really scalable technology to be able to take on more businesses like that.
Okay, thank you again, Stephen, and thank you to everybody who logged into our cryptocurrency investment webinar, and that concludes our webinar.
Thanks again. Thanks for having me.